Rise and shine, my mothers and my brothers, and the cheese wedges and the handlebars all over the world. Rise and shine. Let it grow and let that thing flow, man. How you doing? And thank you for joining me on my ride to work. Feeling good today, positive attitude as it is most days. Nothing's gonna knock me off my spot. I feel good. Had a great cup of coffee this morning and a cup of bulletproof coffee. And there's a lot of weird traffic, man. This is a Saturday morning. What in the world is going on, man? And it's cold and it's starting to snow. So that'll be interesting on the ride home tonight. Maybe I'll do a ride home video. I haven't done that in a long time. But I was listening to Stuart Wilde on Money Mastery. Gosh, the guy is just expanding my mind. Honest to God. He says, is there any lack of oxygen? All you have to do is breathe it in. It's there, it's plentiful, it's abundant. And I'm not a new age guy. Let me just get this through everyone's head, especially my Christian brothers and sisters. I'm not a new age guy, but I think we have failed generations when it comes to wealth and abundance. We've failed them miserably. There's too many people struggling. And the people it's no longer, people say, well, it's nothing but the rich and the poor. No, you know what it is? It's rich mindsets and poor mindsets. Rich and poor have nothing to do with bank accounts and how much money is in your pocket. Let's get real about that. But I will say that your mindset has more to do with your success than actually your degree or what you studied to do or what your skills are. You hear me on that one? So he says oxygen is plentiful. He says so are resources. But what you've been taught about resources is that you need to slave away. That's why I hate rise and grind. And I will always belittle and disprove the rise and grind mindset. I am not hashtag rise and grind. That ain't my trip. I don't like that. It's crazy. I don't want to start my day by grinding. I want to start my day by shining like the sun. That's what I want to do. Excuse me while I eat my string cheese while I'm driving. Get down a little bit of protein, get this brain in gear. So the deal is this, that abundance, resources are out there. And Grant Cardone always says this, and I love this phrase. And I'm not Grant's lackey, I'm not Vaynerchuk's lackey, I'm not Stuart Wilde's lackey or spokesperson. It's just that when I encounter a source of wisdom or information, I don't mind talking about it and I don't mind attributing it to that person. I do admit there's nothing new under the sun. But Grant says we're taught, don't talk to strangers. I love this. Don't talk to strangers. Whatever you do, don't talk to strangers. Why? Every dollar you want to make, think about this. Every dollar you want to make and will ever make comes from people you don't know, comes from strangers. But yet we're taught, don't talk to strangers. It's almost as if you're trained to be broke. My God, I spent half my life like that. Literally, being programmed like that. Let's say you got a cannon. You put a cannonball in it. You aim it in that direction. Like the fuse. There's combustion with gunpowder, an explosion. The cannonball then goes in that direction, right? Wrong. The cannonball goes in the direction that you aim the cannon in. It'll go that way. That's the trajectory of the object being fired out of the cannon. Childhood, your childhood, is a cannon. You are the cannonball. In what direction were you fired in? Because that's the direction you're going in right now. Unconsciously, you don't even know why you're going in the direction that you're going in. Because that's the direction that the cannon or your childhood was aimed in. Your thoughts about money, your thoughts about love, your thoughts about success, your thoughts about time are all dictated to you until you find them on your own. Did you ever do something that your mother and father do? Say something that they do, and you don't even realize that you did it or said it? And I'm not saying that's bad or good. It could be bad or it could be good. What's interesting is this, is people go in the direction that they were pushed, shoved, or aimed in, and they stay in that direction, and anything that threatens that direction, they alienate. They put a wall up. They meet someone who can change their life. They encounter information and data that can change their life. They put a wall up. Take the damn wall down and start to be open to new data and new information. One of the laws of physics says an object in motion will tend to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Now, put that in your life for a second. Think about this. You're going in a certain direction. You left your parents' home. You're moving in a certain direction. Only really strong things, like maybe military service, can change that direction or change your personal habits. I know people that served in the military and then just had that haircut the rest of their lives. Or they get up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. like every day for the rest of their life because it was ingrained in them. That's not a bad thing. But if you grew up in a home slamming doors and drawers and throwing things across the room, there's a high probability that you're going to do that. If you grew up in a house where they spoke very loud, I'm not even talking yelling or anger, where they spoke loud, you're going to speak loud. And people who encounter you are going to say, why are you yelling? Why are you angry? And you're like, I'm not angry. Yes, you are. You're raising your voice. And you're going to be like, what the frig is that all about? Because raising your voice and speaking at a louder volume did not mean anger in your home. We spoke loud in my home. So I can't tell you, a couple times in my lifetime, maybe 3 women said, why are you angry? And I'm like, I'm not angry. Then why are you yelling? I'm like, I just speak loud. That's how I talk. And I've actually had to learn how to calm myself down as far as not my spirit, because I wasn't angry, so it's not like I needed to calm down. I needed to create a voice, a new voice that was lower in volume, lower in pitch, that was more relaxing, and is 100% different than what I was raised in. So what is the object in motion is you. It's going to continue to go in a certain direction unless acted upon by an outside force. What is that outside force? The outside force could be teachings that just like wake you up. It could be these videos. That's a possibility. Some people have wrote me. They wrote me letters. They email me, text me, make comments, and have said, my life has changed because of you. I receive that because there are some life-changing things that I've brought out. For some people, what is life-changing for one person is not life-changing to another. So the whole life-changing experience thing is a very relative topic, if you think about it. Some people are inspired by music. Some people are inspired by reading. Some people are inspired by watching videos. So you're going in a certain direction and you're not getting success or desired results. That's because an outside force, you haven't allowed the outside force to come in and change your life. Think about that. An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Now, if you're a spiritual person, for me, a lot of it was an inside force. I feel like God in my heart, in my faith in God, not just faith. Faith with no object is just air. It's nothing. But my faith in God, for me, it was Jesus Christ, who was a good example of being a man, a good example of sacrifice. And I don't get religious on people. I realize that there's a large part of my audience that doesn't relate to that, and there's a part of my audience that does. And that's okay. That's okay. I'll listen to a lot of different things from different people, and I'm wise enough to take in the things that I benefit from and to either ignore or not utilize the things that I'm not interested in or don't believe in. So I would hope that you are the same. So just respect that, okay? An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. I would say let the outside forces come in. The outside forces could be videos. They could be Jay Abraham. They could be Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk. Things that wake you up. Different people, different speakers and authors will appeal to different people. There are some people that will watch my videos and listen to some of my messages and say, wow. There's other people that would say, I don't get it. One minute he's sitting in a shed in the dark, smoking a cigar or a pipe and drinking whiskey. Next minute he's driving in his car. Next minute he's teaching you how to groom a beard. The next minute he's vaping. The next, they don't get the continuity. Those who are in it for the long haul kind of get Gray Bailey. Allow the outside force to come in and change your direction. If that outside force happens to be a book that you read, let's say Think and Grow Rich. Let's say a certain series of videos by Cardone or Vaynerchuk or Stuart Wilde or Adele Ramcharan, who this year has changed my life. Adele, if you're watching, love you. Absolute life changer for me. What is the outside force that you've been keeping out that you know will change your life? I encourage you that change starts here. Behavioral change, they say you have to do something for 21 days. I shouldn't say they say, I'll say it. 21 days, you need to do something in order to make change. After 21 days, it'll feel weird to not do it. Let's say you get up at 4 o'clock every day. I get up at 4:30 every day. For me to sleep in is weird because getting up at 4:30 is very natural and normal for me. That's important. But it took a long time for that behavior to become me. This is important now. Think about this. But with your mind, you can change it like that. You can change your mind instantly. Changing your mind happens so much quicker than changing your behavior. You think about that. That's a powerful concept. Thank you. Have a great day.